President-elect Donald Trump says anti-vaccine activist Robert F. Kennedy Jr. will lead America's health agencies, a decision immediately cheered today by Colorado's Democratic Governor Jared Polis. This is quite the change in position from Polis from 3 months ago, when Polis said of RFK that he wasn't sure how bringing back polio and measles makes anyone more healthy. Kennedy has a long history of false and misleading claims about vaccines, including claims that vaccines cause autism, an assertion at odds with evidence from decades of research. Kennedy has claimed Wi-Fi causes cancer and that AIDS may not be caused by HIV. Kennedy has claimed without evidence that COVID-19 could have been an ethnically targeted bioweapon designed to infect whites and spare Jewish people. And he spread the theory that the COVID vaccine was designed to control people via microchips. Kennedy's linked chemicals in water to transgender children and linked antidepressants to school shootings, claims not supported by research. Apart from RFK Jr.'s scientific misinformation, when he was recently accused of sexual assault, he brushed off the claim, saying he's not a church boy, adding, "I am who I am." Our Marshall Zellinger looks at Governor Jared Polis's enthusiastic support of RFK Jr.'s nomination.
Make America Healthy Again. Using a play on words of President-elect Trump's slogan, Democratic Governor Jared Polis cheered on the selection of RFK Jr., an anti-vaxxer, as the cabinet pick to run Health and Human Services. Compare that to Polis's social media post in August about RFK Jr., where Polis said, "Not sure how bringing back measles and bringing back polio makes anyone more healthy."
When we have respected leaders like our governor giving credibility to that vaccine hesitancy, it puts our communities at risk.
Democratic State Senator Kyle Mullica is not on Polis's side on this. Part of Polis's support for RFK Jr. included this line: "He helped us defeat vaccine mandates in Colorado in 2019. Couple things about that. Legislative records show RFK Jr. was in Colorado in 2020 testifying against Mullica's vaccination bill, and that bill did not mandate vaccinations. It also passed and was signed by Polis at a time when Colorado ranked last in school-aged vaccination rates.
To have it say that we were looking at trying to pass policy that was mandating vaccines is just inaccurate.
What the bill did was provide a new non-medical opt-out process for families that did not want children to be vaccinated, which requires watching a video like this that teaches about vaccinations before the parent can opt out.
If you looked to exempt your child from vaccines, that you had to go through a similar step as if you were going to get your child vaccinated or immunized.
That 2020 bill signed by Polis also called for transparency from school districts. This map shows district by district the vaccination rate for diseases like measles, mumps, and rubella, and polio. It also shows the exemption rate, and on another page, the non-compliance rate.
And I think that when you look at that map, Marshall, I think it's pretty clear that the work that we did not mandate vaccines.
Behind me here, from I believe it's August 2021, is a letter from the governor, Polis, to the State Board of Health, asking the State Board of Health in this bold section in the center to create a rule requiring vaccines of COVID-19 for state employees, or perhaps it's also just people who have contact in healthcare services to help the COVID-19 pandemic. This was something that the governor had the State Board of Health do, which they did. Again, this is evidence of one side of prodding people to get a vaccine, while also other directions. In all those news conferences during COVID-19, Kyle, he went out of his way to say this is not a mandate, it's a choice, but we're telling you why you should do it.
I mean, the thing that I remember from the governor's COVID press conferences was the day when he got emotional. He choked up when anti-vaxxers compared his pandemic restrictions to the Holocaust. Governor cried talking about his family who died in the Holocaust. RFK Jr., of course, has also compared pandemic restrictions to the Holocaust. He also he was talking about that business about how COVID could be targeting white people and sparing Jews, that nonsense. The governor, by the way, just sent us a statement. So Marshall, you're going to hear this for the first time here. Governor Polis has not changed his view as a whole on RFK Jr. or on the governor's previously stated concerns regarding some of RFK Jr.'s positions. That from the governor's staff just a short time ago. I think there's going to be some explaining that happens at some point.
I mean, we're already seeing calls for it from his own party saying, how can you cheer someone who is against something that we as a state were trying to better in terms of vaccination and options for vaccinations? And what is Halloween, when I was asking him about some Secretary of State stuff where he was actually getting the COVID vaccine in front of people on camera to encourage vaccinations. We were invited. The governor's getting a vaccine. Come get footage of it. Spread the word.
Yeah, listen, we're all for people changing their minds in light of new information or a change of heart. And I think it'll be interesting to see which of those the governor came across. Marshall, thank you.